hindi na kayo mabibigyan ng 5 points next week for chapter test kasi late kayo eh. Call time natin 1:30. So for those who came in early, yung mga napasama sa attendance kanina, so if yung attendance nyo is until the end, nandito pa kayo sa aking klase, hindi pa kayo naboboard, so you will get a 5 points for chapter test next week. Okay, at least that would be okay para din naman sayang ang iyo pagpa-load in 30 pesos, 30 lang pa views. Who's still coming? Who wants to join our classes? Okay. So, ang iba, di ko muna ma-admit kay, i-share ko na ako ang entire screen. Okay, so, yun, I'm done with the announcements. So, I would like now to proceed with my discussion, and I would like it to have it uninterrupted. That's why our call time is 1:30, so that at 1:30 p.m., all of the students are already here kasi marami akong pinagdadaldal. So para alam ko kung mag-start na tayo. Okay, so yung kanina, yung nakita nyo is the winning, yung nakita nyo kanina is the winning case press or the case that was awarded best case presentation last year by Saludario, Adan, and Varela. That was a case of a breast cancer, invasive ductal carcinoma. Yeah. Okay, or infiltrating, natawag natin dyan dito sa lecture. Okay, so this afternoon, we are going to discuss all about breast cancer. So, parang extension to ng National Women's Month celebration. So, mostly kasi, di ba, breast cancer, it's quite a rare case if a male patient will have a breast cancer. Sabi nga ng iba, isa itong bukod kang pinagpala pag ikaw ay magkaroon, sa kang lalaki nagkaroon ng breast cancer. But cancer is, it's not a blessing, probably a blessing in disguise, but there are different reasons why a person acquire cancer. So here this afternoon, we will be dealing with the breast cancer. So, okay. Breast cancer. So breast cancer is a major problem in the United States, not only in the United States, but at present there is no cure. So it is estimated that more than 212,000 women and 1,700 men develop in the disease, and more than 41,000 of it die annually. So kita natin ang statistics natin. This is, I need, medyo matagal-tagal na to eh. So this is, kung makita natin, mas marami yung mga nagkakaroon ng breast cancer na babae as compared sa lalaki. So 212,000 for women versus 1,700 for men, and more than 41,000 die of it annually. So current statistics indicate that over an entire lifetime, a woman's risk for developing cancer is 1 out in 8. So for every 8 girls, isa sa kanila ang pwedeng magkaroon ng breast cancer. And when broken down by age, the risk by 39 years is medyo mataas pa naman. For every 209 girls or women, isa sa kanila ang posibleng magkaroon ng breast cancer. And it decreases to 1 in 24 by age 59. So when a woman reach the age of 59, so probably isa sa kanila, out of 24 girls or women, isa sa kanila ang pwedeng magkaroon ng breast cancer. And approximately 80% of breast cancers are diagnosed after 50 years of age. Kasi, I don't know kasi mostly kasi it's a wonder bakit magkakaroon ng cancer for the breast kasi, di ba, suso, di man gawas. So mostly it's not related for the food that the person takes. So parang it's normally not expected, no? So that's why may kita natin 50 years pa siya mo, 'di ba? Usually na diagnose 50 years of age. 'Yun yung babae hindi na ganun ka-active sa sex, hindi kita sure. Or 'di ba, ang aton standard mammography kasi from the American Cancer Society kailangan 40 years old and above. So di rin masyado magda-diagnose talaga in younger women. Okay, so we have for this lecture, so we have different types of breast cancer. So yung mukha ng ano pala, yung breast cancer na tinatawag natin, marami siyang mukha. Okay, marami siyang presentation. So, pero all of them are breast cancer. Hindi namin pwedeng sabihin, yung pasyente may breast cancer. So, sabihin natin, anong klase ng breast cancer? Okay, so first we have ductal carcinoma in situ. So kita natin in situ lang siya pero this is categorized already as cancer. Diba? If we have to use the TNM system by the UICC, so in situ, hindi pa siya talaga dapat makakategorize na cancer kasi pwede pa natin siyang pwede pa natin sabihin lang siya this is a benign tumor, hindi siya malignant kasi nasa site lang, hindi siya nagmetastasize. But anyway, breast cancer has a different jargon, it has a different nomenclature on cancer staging. So here we can say in situ pa lang siya, nasa site lang, hindi siya nagmetastasize, but it is already considered as breast cancer. So the increased use of mammography as a screening tool has contributed to the dramatic increase in the diagnosis of ductal carcinoma in situ, or that's what we call the DCIS. This is characterized by proliferation of malignant cells inside the milk ducts without invasion to the surrounding tissue. If you can see in the illustration, the cancer is just so confined inside the milk duct. Diba? So, hindi siya nagkalat. Nasa milk duct lang siya. Mga ducts. Yan. Diba? Iba duct, iba't lobule. Okay. So, DCIS is frequently manifested on mammogram with the appearance of calcification and is considered breast cancer stage 0. Diba? Diba? Natin dati, natin pag-staging is stage 1 to 4. But here, stage 0, it is already considered cancer. So, tawag natin dito, ductal carcinoma in situ. So, nasa, lang siya, di ba? Mga ducts. Yan, milk ducts. Next, we have ductal carcinoma. Ito yung, yung case natin sa video. So, yung iba, tinatawag tong invasive ductal carcinoma. So, sa book natin, this is infiltrating ductal carcinoma. So the most common histologic type of breast cancer, this accounts for 75% of all cases. So normally, kung ito yung mapiling a case is breast cancer or case presentation, so it's quite expected na isa siya sa infiltrating ductal carcinoma or invasive na tinatawag. Sa ibang hospital kasi yung pag name sa kanila is invasive ductal carcinoma. Dahil di siya. Okay, so the tumors arise from the duct system and invade the surrounding tissue. Kung makita natin kanina from the ductal carcinoma in situ, kanina kasi confined lang siya inside the duct. Here, makita natin that it's quite or it invades. Yan. Sabi nga natin, the surrounding tissue. So yan. So medyo may metastasize siya. So here we can say that probably or it's most probably hindi na siya in situ So hindi siya matatawag nating cancer stage 0. So kasi may na siya may na-invade na siya. It's quite nagme-metastasize. So they often form a solid irregular mass in the breast. Solid. So yung iba kasi yung minsan nakakapa na parang parang lumulutang. So at least dito, confined siya talaga na, yun, dito talaga yung location. So may something like that. Okay, next we have the infiltrating lobular carcinoma. So dito kasi kanina, ducts. Dito naman, mga lobes. Okay. For sure, sa mammography nyo, pinag-usapan nyo, yun, yung anong kaibahan ng duct, anong kaibahan ng lobe. Okay, so infiltrating lobular carcinoma accounts for 5 to 10% of the breast cancers, which is, kung compare natin ang statistics, mas mataas pa rin yung invasive ductal carcinoma or infiltrating ductal carcinoma. So the tumors arise from the lobular epithelium and typically occurs as an area of ill-defined thickening of the breast, and they are often multicentric and can be bilateral. Okay? Pwedeng maramihan, pagkapa, parang damo man, nahubag-hubag. Yan. So, and pwede liwat makapa sa duha nga suso. So next, we have the medullary carcinoma accounts for 5% of the breast cancers, and it tends to be diagnosed more often in women younger than 50 years of age. So the tumors grow in capsule inside a duct. So duct din siya ang kanyang origin, and they can become large and be mistaken as fibroadenoma. So the prognosis is often favorable. Gumagaling din naman daw yung mga pasyente dito. Okay. Next, we have the mucin or the mucinous carcinoma. This accounts for 3% of the breast cancers and often presents in menopausal women 75 years and older. Dali lang may pumapasok sa may pumapasok sa ayan. Kasi I'm just using one gadget lang mapagal pula usa. Okay, so again, for mucinous carcinoma, this accounts for 3% of breast cancers and often present in post or menopausal women 75 years and older. So a much mucin produces, the tumor is also slow growing, and thus the prognosis is more favorable than many other types. Ayan, pag sinabing prognosis is good, so it's quite na gumagaling naman yung mga pasyente dyan. Okay, next we have the tubular ductal carcinoma. Pinaghalo na talaga, no? Tubular na ductal pa. Yan, tubular ductal carcinoma accounts for 2% of the breast cancers because axillary metastases are uncommon with histology. So, prognosis is usually excellent. So, sabi dito, hindi siya masyadong nagkakalat. You know? So, hindi siya pumupunta sa may kilikili na part. Okay. Next, we have this, kung nakikita niyo parang ano lang siya, parang kinakatol, parang may mga rashes silang. Simba ko, tigang pala mo naka mga rashes. So, inflammatory carcinoma is rare, that is only 1 to 2%, and aggressive of breast cancer that has a unique symptoms. The cancer is characterized by diffuse edema, namamanasan pasyente, brawny erythema of the skin, often referred to as the pudy orange, resembling an orange peel. Ayan, no, kita nyo, parang may hasang-hasang niya kanyang suso. Dali lang. Sorry, excuse me. Okay. So, tawag nga dito sa kanila, nagpupudy o pudy orange yan. Pudy orange or resembling an orange peel. So, this is due to the malignant cells blocking the lymph channels in the large area of indiscrete thickening. So, inflammatory carcinoma can be confused with infection of its presentation. So, akalaing ano lang siya, yung kakatula, no? Kung tatagan mga ointment, but definitely, the disease can spread into other parts of the body rapidly dahil may masoid labay, nakakamede na siya in skin TB. So, extrapulmonary TB. And later, masasabtan nila cancer ngayon. So, chemotherapy often plays an initial role in controlling the disease progression, but radiation and surgery may also be useful. Ayun. Next, we have the Paget's disease. So, Paget's disease of the breast accounts for, sorry ha, ano yun? So, accounts for 1% of the diagnosed breast cancer cases. So, symptoms typically include scaly, erythematous, yun. Di ba nakikita nyo, nagre-red at niya breast? Pruritic lesions, aram naman niyo kung na pruritic or di ba, nangangatul-katul of the nipple. So, Paget's disease often represent ductal carcinoma in situ of the nipple but may have an invasive component. So mammography should be performed followed by biopsy of the involved skin area. Okay. So sabi natin kanina, iba yung nomenclature ng ating breast cancer. Diba? The staging of breast cancer has become complex. Kita nyo naman, stage 0, but this is already considered cancer. Classification of tumors that are stage 0, okay, ductal carcinoma in situ, lobular carcinoma in situ, or the Paget's disease of the nipple with no invasion, but they are already classified as cancer. So stage 1 tumor or stage 1, these are tumors that are 2 centimeter or less with no involvement of the axillary of lymph node. So iba no? So from stage 0, stage 1. So ito, remember ha, and jump agad stage 4. Tumors of any size without distant metastasis is fairly straightforward. However, classification of tumors that are stage 2 and 3 which represent a wide spectrum of breast cancer is more difficult. That's why ga-advise ko na lang mo to visit the website of the American Cancer Society para medyo kompleto nga ito, especially if your case to be submitted is a breast cancer. So mas maupay ko, you know what is the nomenclature, why the patient was categorized, okay, biopsy-wise, and presentation-wise, mas maganda kung makita natin the nomenclature for the cancer staging for breast cancer. Okay, so let's talk about the risk factors. So obviously, gender, no, number 1. Gender is the obvious risk factor for breast cancer. So which means 99% of the cases occur in women. So only 1% is for men. Next is we have the age. So increasing age is also associated with an increasing risk of breast cancer. And the risk is greater after 50 years of age. Ayun. So the more that a woman is aging, the more na mas nagiging fearful siya for breast cancer. But you know, the case that's presented by Pia, ilan lang kailan niya edad? She was 34 or when 34 years old. So bata. So it doesn't mean that talagang i-apply natin for all 50 years of age lang. Although we can say that sorry, makato talaga takbot all. We can say that 50 years of age or older are increased risk for breast cancer. Next is of course family history. So the risk of breast cancer is higher among women who have relatives with the disease. Having a close relative with the disease doubles a woman's risk. Okay, next we have the personal history. Okay, like an aton nung midterm examination, ba, if you can still recall, may mga pinasok akong mga case analysis doon sa exams. So most of which has yung matatawag natin yung risk ng patients doon sa midterm examination, lahat yon are personal history. Kasi ang iba sa kanila, nagka-cancer muna sa ibang parts and then nagka-cancer na kung anong pinapatreat. So personal history, ganun. Okay, so personal history, once a woman is treated for breast cancer, her risk of developing cancer in the same or opposite breast is significantly increased. Next, we have the fat intake and obesity. Marami siguro din yung matambok-tambok na babae din yung section. Mostly mga lampayatot man liwat din yung section din ni mga liwari man liwat nagpakatubo at mga babae din ni section B. Sabi ni Ana, parang feeling mo kukulbaong ka na lakay anyway, magbo-vlog na ron yan. Anyway, sir, kay nahadlok kami obesity. Charot! Okay, so fat intake and obesity. So it has been shown to increase the risk of breast cancer in post-menopausal women. Studies have been shown that maintaining healthy weight in early life. Yan. So yan na pala, kailangan mag-ano na daw, mag-uro exercise, galaw-galaw, baka ma-stroke, galaw-galaw, baka magka breast cancer. So, again, maintaining a healthy weight in early life has a protective effect against breast cancer after menopause. Therefore, it is prudent to modify dietary fat intake. Next, we have the hormonal factors. Okay, hormonal factors. So, early menarche. Mag-iisip nila dito, Hera. Ala, akong regla. Una akong regla, 11 years old pala. Ala, una akong regla, 9 years old pala. Okay lang ka mo mag-overthink. At least, magiging conscious na ka mo later on with your life. Masing ka mo, gana ko, high risk ako for ganito nga cancer. So, early menarche, ano mo unang regla before age 12. So, you are at risk of breast cancer. Being naliparos, okay, alam naman natin yung term. So, waray magkaanak. So, you are at risk of breast cancer kasi you are not a breastfeeding mother. So, iba man liwat ito, kung nagbe-breastfeed ka with your jowa lang, di rin man iton, di rin man ito milk at nagawas. O ang pamanlaada iton, di rin di ako kay naka-online, naka-record, I don't want to say bad words. Okay, so iba pa din pag you are the breastfeeding na talagang ang gumos di da colostrum, ganon. Okay, mga gatas talaga. Okay, so first child after 30 years of age, kaya mag-isip-isip na kayo guys. Mape-pressure na inididihikuan. Sino ba mga arog-arog na didi nga batch. Hera karuyan, hera pirito, mapre-pressure na. Mag-graduate ako age of 25. So kailangan magkaanak before age 30. Otherwise, kakadaw ko kung magkakamali akong breast cancer. Risk. No? So high risk of breast cancer. So first child after 30 years. And late menopause. So, kung ikaw, babae ka, bantay mo menopausal, kung halimbawa, after 55 years of age na, so, we can consider these conditions, we can consider this as minor risk factors. So, the mechanism by which these factors influence this risk appears to involve repeated exposure to estrogen during the menstrual cycle. Diba, di balance, estrogen lang, hindi siya ganun ka, waray exposure ng progesterone. Di ba progesterone, if I'm not mistaken, doon siya sa mga sa mga breastfeeding mother or siya ng mga anak. Okay, next is we have the alcohol use. Yan, so kaya pag internet ka mapagsigin inom-inom. Okay? Alcohol use. Research has shown that use of alcohol increases the risk of breast cancer slightly. So women who consume 1 drink a day, wow, parang shot la. Parang diri ka muna higarahan na mga pag may alak, may balak. And with increasing alcohol intake 2 to 5 drinks a day, the risk may double. Di ba parang a day talaga, hindi rin nga turog pag waray alcohol. So women who consume more than approximately 1.5 glasses of wine are twice as likely to develop breast cancer when compared to women who drinks little or no alcohol. No? So yun. So at least there is there is a reminder for you girls to keep drinking session in moderation. Sabi nga natin, pag may alak, may balak. So aside from the breast cancer, marami pang pwedeng mangyari if you continues to drink alcohol, di ba? Baka you're afraid na baka mamatay ako with breast cancer. Mas wala pa man ako breast cancer sige kala inumin alcohol until to a point namatay ka dire because of breast cancer. Namatay ka because of liver cirrhosis. Kadali lang. Okay, so again, next up. Next, risk factor. Bakit niyo ubo ako basta ka di balay? Mapay talaga. No, ginuubo ako nga di balay. Mapay tada ako ayo ipi kay naka-aircon it ko an opisina. Di maray man kami aircon na di balay. Kubre man lang kami. Okay, next we have the risk factor which is Okay, benign proliferative breast disease. So the risk of breast cancer more than quadruples in women with atypical ductal hyperplasia, atypical lobar hyperplasia, parang hyperplasia, no? Parang lumalaki ba to yung mga suso? Oh, di ba hyperplasia? So conditions which are abnormal proliferation of the breast, but these conditions conditions which are abnormal proliferation of breast cells but no cancer has developed. So diri ngayon masyado maupay nga ano nga dako ano ini may mga iton may mga gigantomas siya, iton mga parang ano ba parang mga Nicki Minaj type nga ano tagdarag ko na ang suso kasi di ba o mga ano na siya hyperplasia. So meaning that there is an enlargement, no? Next, we have the radiation exposure. Kakahadlok na inira yan. Ala, nagpa-chest x-ray pa naman kami last year. So women who receive radiation during adolescence and early childhood are at increased risk of cancer, which suggests that exposure to radiation causes potential aberrations while the breast tissue is still developing. But mind you, these are women who are particularly at risk are those who received mantle radiation to the chest area for the treatment of Hodgkin's lymphoma or Hodgkin's disease when they were still younger. Kung nagpa-chest x-ray ka, waray pa iton. Okay? Sorry ha. Katog talaga takbot sa all. Next, we have the these are not something to be afraid of, but these are protective factors. So certain factors may be protective in relation to the development of breast cancer. So yan, regular exercise, ito magti-TikTok kada aga, mga 30 minutes, TikTok, yan, nakakabulig niya ang kuno siya kahit papaano. TikTok talaga nil-recommend, ano. So this has been shown to decrease the risk of breast cancer. So adio, breastfeeding is also thought to decrease exposure to endogenous estrogen kasi 'di ba ginbabalanse natin ang estrogen and progesterone. Okay, so I don't want to say bad words, nasa online, naka-recorded. So alam niyo na yan girls, breastfeeding. Ano, but dere breastfeeding para sa jowa. Breastfeeding para sa anak, ano. So having completed a full-term pregnancy, mawi-pressure na latin yara pirito yan na mga medyo arug-arug na yara karuyan. So yan, before age 30 also thought to be a protective risk factor. So ano yan, paka-graduate niyo, paka-hanap trabaho, ano na daw, to yung next niyo nga bucket list, ano, maghanap na ng jowa at magkaanak. So, wag na kayong maghanap ng mga kamukha ni Alden Richards. Pag-ilob na lang kamo yung mga kamukha ni Charles Vicario. Okay? Yawat na lang, may daman lalo at maruyag cancer. Joke lang. Bully. I don't want to say something. Naka-online. Okay. Next, of course, other possible risk factors. Ayan. So the role of smoking in breast cancer remains unclear. There is currently no conclusive link, okay, between cigarette. Malay natin, pag halimbawa ikaw, sige kan sigarilyo yan, natapos magkamay ng breast cancer, ba magkamay ng conclusion for a strong link between cigarette smoke and breast cancer. So however, some studies suggest that cigarette smoking may play a role. So the earlier a woman begins smoking, the greater the risk. So there is no evidence that, adi, pwede pa ngayon, pwede pa, may chance pa. There is no evidence that silicone breast implants, pwede ka rin magpa-enhancing suso kung gusto. Wala daw evidence na naka-cause siya ng breast cancer. So pag gamitin, there is also no strong relation with the use of antiperspirant and development of breast cancer. And use of underwire bras. Diriton karagsigon nga sige kayo sulutin mga underwire nga bra, magkakamayan breast cancer. Kahit iba talaga, gusto man la talaga, di ba? Iti ba talaga nagsusulot man la talaga hin mga underwire kay tawon, di ba? Nabinaan mga tagduhaan likod. At least naman la pagbutahin wire medyo umangat-angat ang munggo. Ano na siya, nahimo siya nga at least ma-appreciate talaga diri kay ano lang siya, diri siya kay parang angin susulot ni pitaka la dito lala parang sugad la di ba at least pagbutahin may underwire nga bra so at least na enhance di ba. Yan, pero diri pa din makaka-related aton mga taga ano taga section B nga girls labi na hira kuan hira katarungan ang mga gurugod tiba nga bata kay parang feeling ko mga baby bra pa man pinanggagamit. I'm not so sure ha nantaway Kurt. So I'm not so sure ha kung baga ani na parang feeling ko ganun ada parang ambot kon nagamit na inihin bra baby bra or diha sand mga ritaso mga tipong ganito pinanggagamit. Correct dili nga wabalay, nga board ako di tinahitahi ngali katahitahin mga istorya. Okay, next. Yan. So there ano pa? Okay, pwede pa. And induced or spontaneous abortion increased risk for breast cancer. So it is not yet proven again, girls, that perunta ha para malipay-lipay naman kamo diri kay masud ka mga bugos nga akong klase puro la pagpakasakit ta iyo talaga na kung gindulot masing kamo attend pa kami cancer pinapatamaan man la kami ito na mga kuan mga parokanda pirito ba ano daw inin kuan pressure din ni pag-asawa at least ayan enhancement breast implant pero di ba bago kasi didi ngayon ay pag masyado pagpadako kay diri maupay. Oo. Diri tanan nga panahon maupay iton kuan, iton dagko. Paano naman pero kay kumbaga feeling kumbaga liwat iton imo mga magiging jowa para sa kandaan no kanda bikaryo daw kailangan may dagod kuan laman-laman kay nawong pala joke. Masyadong judgmental. So yun, so di rin maupay nga tayo na panahon nga ano medyo kay di ba ang mga gigantumas siya parang mga basketball na kulang na ring na shoot na. So di ano siya, that's also ano develop. And nakita niyo naman liwat mga reports with this mga breast implant di ba dapat mga palpak liwat ay pag pinambutang pabutang ang mga breast implant na talagang later on magkakasakit kaliwat. So pasalamat na la kumbaga kuan man iton kumbaga mauna go dito girls ano lang siya taton dida ano dibdib mukhang ano lang siya munggo nga binabad overnight. Pasalamat na la at least yaon, di ba? Pasalamat ka nga duhat imo likod, di ba? So bukod kang pinagpala kahit papaano. So yun nga diretso advice. Ay Tyra na tawa parang ano parang feeling mo naman may joke. Direng pwede magbago. Ay okay man la. Ay. Mark Jan Shergo. Ay okay man la ang breast implant haha soon. Mark Jan, ang atong ginistoryan di okay lang magpa-breast implant. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay. Kasi, pero sige na gadla. Okay lang. Basta ano lang, basta make sure nga talaga ano, and safe. No, ayaw mga 578. Ayaw mga Taiwanese nga mga aton mga kanan made in China nga mga implant. Bahin kay ton imbis nga pero sa gutok man sir. Akala ko breast. Can't breast. Pero pa make sure laha nga diri ang mga diri ka magkakasakit. Kay bahin bahin magpa-breast implant ka ang gumawos lugot imbis nga putoy gumawos. So dako nga problema magtutulo na iton nga imo imbis na gusto matanggal dadamo lugod. So yun mag-isip and maghanap pa ng kain medyo safe naman nga magbubutanghin breast implant yan. Okay, so yan nga. So ang dami parang ang dami natin na pag-usapan pero ini nga slide by the way. Parang ang kakarapoy naman 54 man lang yan. Okay. Next, let's have the diagnostic procedures for for diagnostic procedures for breast cancer. So, for women, para iyo mga bata-bata pa, for women in their 20s, what's this? Whoa. Whoa. Later. Okay, so for women in their 20s and 30s should have a clinical breast exam as part of regular health exam by a healthcare professional about every 3 years for women in their 20s and 30s and every year for women 40 years of age and older. Ano? So every 3 years na daw kuno kamo girls magpa breast clinical breast exam CBE. Oo. Pero kung medyo nagtitipid-tipid ko no, pwede sa mga jowa-jowa lang muna. Yung jowa, papakapaon. Yay! Maparokan kuan, makalyan. Sa pwede may clinical breast exam. So, doon mga pakapa na. So, yun, pwede yun. Namot ikaw, Shervo, na ano na, nakapa na. Napaano ka naman, napa-implant. Na ano na ba yan, na clinical breast exam na ba? Waray pa, sir. So, paano ha, pa make sure nga parang kunino ano parang hindi masyado related ano parang kunino hindi related with breast cancer wala ako interesado din ano yun nga topic feeling ko la I don't know ha but anyway okay na lang kaya din vicaryo vicaryo Sherbo nga ano nga ganun siya nga nag-i-interest with mga ganitong bagay kaya mga feeling ko mga girls naboboard na nag-istorya ni sir. Tapos, syempre, naka-online, direct masyado pwedeng magbagaw, in mga bad words, kaya iba, at erabalay, mababatian, sa mga, Ayan. So, yun, ano. Okay, what else? So, advice siya for girls, 20 to 30 years, again, should have a clinical breast exam as part of regular health exam by a healthcare professional about every 3 years for women in their 20s and 30s and every year for women 40 kung ano ora man sumugad ko no kay healthcare professional man laan bagaw yun may mga estudyante kasi dani may mga pagkapuro piloso po bayan pa makasugad din naman niya Charles si Vicario masad na natin nga bagaw man healthcare professional so kung mag-radtech pwede na ako mag breast exam sa mga girls maulat mo Vicario bangan mga mapa chest x-ray nga dai mo madiretso na may breast self exam kuan inin mostly mga gynae yan mga gynae mga may pwede ton maghimo so hay mo lagi depende babae kung baga gusto talaga niya an other healthcare professional so pag-graduate ni Vicari pakat license pwede man kuno sa iya nala para dire mahal ang DF pwede kuno libre nala okay so what else yan. For you girls, breast self-examination is an option for women starting in their 20s. So, yun, mga antipong di ba pag, ako kasi I have I have 4 sisters, yan. Amon balay kasi, kami, mga, anak ko mga magurang, mga nauna na, we are 7 kasi, we are 7. So, anak ko mga magurang, 4 of them are 3.5 are girls. So mga nanpapalit nga natiran mga bral, may mga Avon, di ba? May mga label ito ha likod. Nababasa ko dani breast self exam. Ganun ngayon yan, di ba? So dahil gusto ko ginakandak ba talaga yan? So yan, with the confirmation here in our discussion, talaga yan? Must, di ba? Breast self-examination is an option for women starting in their 20s. So it is best performed after menstruation. So pagkatapos dot imo regla, 5 to 7 days after it imo regla, wherein counting the first day of your regla as day 1, okay, yung regla kaya na, tapos kung halimbawa tulo ka adlaw, so ang ikalima, kuto ba ikapito ka adlaw, pwede ka dida mag breast self-examination. Diba? Ginaalsa man la ito kuan ang imo. Raise your right hand. Yan. Tapos kapakat imo suso. Tapos kaliwa naman. Diba? So that is again, diba? Parang alam ko yun. Alam natin yan, diba? Shervo, alam natin yan. So this is, again, kinakonduct siya 5 to 7 days after your menstruation, in which, sabi sa ating reference, you're going to count the first day of your menstruation as day 1. Yan. So at least naman kayong nalalaman dito sa ating Radtera, kahit mga practical lang. So also, many women have no grainy textured breast tissue, but these areas are usually less nodular after menses. So younger women may find breast self-examination particularly difficult because of the density of their breast tissue. Talaga, iba talaga kay siguro di maaram na nasisiud man lak magpakian na over our online class. Gusto ko ta magpakiana kan ana kung baga nagbe-breast self-exam kung ba pagsugad niya may makakapa man. Pero nasisiud kay online. Sige. Yan, sabi ng ating book, iba kinukurian kay syempre pagkapaagi waray man kuan man ngayon and in bukog man. So they find some women find it difficult to have the breast self-examination. So what else we need to know? So as women age, their breasts become fattier and maybe easier to examine. Usually kasi may mga physiologic changes kasi sa nga babae, especially pag nanganganak siya, diba? Hormonal changes na tinatawag sa mga girls. So yan, natambok, diba? Kasi nga nababalanse na ang progesterone ngayon estrogen na hirang hormones. Okay, next. Mammography. Yes, we have you have your lecture. I mean, you have this subject mammography ora ba naman. So aram na kamot mga for sure, maaram na kamot mga tinatawag na mga Eklund method, mga Pilita Corrales view. Wow, Pilita Corrales. Mga craniocaudad, di ba? Yan, mga gagawin yan sa mga board examination kayo. Take note. So, mammography. Isa sa mga diagnostic procedures, of course, mammogram. So, current mammographic screening guidelines of the American Cancer Society recommend mammogram every year, beginning 40 years. So, for you, for younger than 40, so dari pa siya masyado ginra-recommend. Kasi nga, take note guys, gagamit tayo dito ng radiation, no? So, the ACS also has a guidelines for older women and at increased risk for breast cancer. So, diri man correct sigun nga kung 30, kung 29, diri ka talaga pwede. So, nakadepende case-to-case basis. So, women who are at increased risk due to a strong family should seek an opinion of a breast specialist regarding the optimal age to begin screening mammography. So, a general guideline is to begin screening 10 years younger or earlier than the age at which the youngest family member developed breast cancer, but not before age 25 years of age. Oo, pwede ngayon ko na magpamammogram younger than 40, pero dire pwede nga younger than 25. So, kailangan, maximum natin 25, So, in families with a history of breast cancer, a downward shift in age in about 10 years is seen. Example, grandmother diagnosed with breast cancer at 28, then the daughter should begin screening at 28 years old because may mga downward nga, tinatawag downward shift. Yan. So, again, mammography based on American Cancer Society is 40 years old. That's why pinagdebatihan pa to last year sa case presentation, why this and why that. Bakit hindi nagpamamo si patient na kailangan pala imamo, na di naman natin pwede nga, yung pasyente kailangan ipamamo, di ba? Doctor man tang magdi-discuss. So, isa sa mga naisip, siguro, di ba, the patient herself uttered, gusto pa niya magkaanak, no? And, you know, ACS, American Cancer Society guidelines, kailangan 40 years old. Okay, next up. Sorry, masyadong kumakati yung lalamunan ko. Because I am taking medication, nag-explain pa ako. I'm taking medication, I'm having loratadine at betamethasone. Kaya medyo kumakati. Okay, so hindi sapat, di ba? Hindi sapat na BSE lang or CBE, BSE, mammogram. So, kung halimbawa 25 or 24, yan. Recommended man talaga natin ultrasound. Yan. Breast ultrasonography. So this is used as a diagnostic adjunct to mammography to develop this or to help distinguish fluid cysts from other lesions. Pero iba pa rin talaga kung may mammo. Iba pa rin talaga ang may mammogram. Of course, si patient may na breast examination, may mammogram, may ultrasound, pero diri ini siraha confirmatory, diri to magko-confirm nga may breast cancer sa patient. All of the cancers should only be confirmed with the use of biopsy. So first we have percutaneous biopsy. So take note, ini siya nga maukuninit breast. Okay, niya suso o kita tutusukon tapos dito kukuhaon an mas nga nakakapa. So percutaneous biopsy is performed on an outpatient basis to sample palpable and non-palpable lesions. So less invasive than surgical biopsy. Percutaneous biopsy is a needle or core biopsy that obtains tissue by making a small puncture on the skin. So may tusok sa skin tapos kukuhaon kung ano man ito nga nakakapa nga nahubag. Dara ini nga to laboratory. I'm not sure ha kasi may mga may friend ako nga bagaw niya. This is waray anesthesia. So talagang masuol talaga ko no. I'm not sure ha. Anyway, next we have ito yung mga mga famous, mga common na breast biopsies. Fine needle aspiration biopsy, yan, may tutusok kung anong halimbawa may nakakapa or may nakita sa ultrasound or sa mammogram, so pwede ito diretso dida tusokon. So next we have the core biopsy. So this uses ultrasound or MRI as guidance. So yan, may mga sakit nga nga procedure, ultrasound guided biopsy, MRI guided biopsy, ayaw yung miss. Ay talag sala ini nga mga opportunity. Next, we have open surgical biopsy. Okay, so may tatanggalon ditong suso tapos diretso ipapabiopsy. So ito yon. So fine needle aspiration biopsy, this is a non-invasive biopsy. So pag sumugad ka nga nga non-invasive, di ba waray hiwa-hiwa. Okay, waray maguguruton di dapanit. So tutusok lang. So you can see it here. So natusok lang. So this is a technique that is generally well tolerated by most women. So a local anesthetic may or may not. Kaya pala sabi nila wala. Kasi pwedeng meron, pwedeng wala. Masakit daw yun kung maray anesthesia. So for palpable masses, a surgeon performs the procedure. A small gauge needle, like mga gauge 22 pambata, gauge 18, yan. As a small gauge needle is attached to a syringe, is inserted to the mass of area or nodularity. And then, kung kita niyo, so, sa suction. So, ihigo po ini nga mass. Akadto, yan. So, a suction is applied to the syringe and multiple passes are made through the mass. So, a simple cyst often disappears on aspiration and the fluid is usually discarded. So if no fluid is obtained, any cellular material obtained in the hub of the needle is spread on the glass slide or placed in a preservative and sent to the laboratory for analysis. For non-palpable masses, the same procedure can be performed by the radiologist using ultrasound guidance. So yun, that's fine needle aspiration biopsy. The key there is tutusok ng needle. No? Tapos, yan, we also have the core needle biopsy. So in core needle biopsy, this is similar to fine needle aspiration biopsy except that mas dakuan atong gagamiton nga dagom. So local anesthetic is applied and the tissue cores are removed via spring-loaded device. This procedure allows for more definitive diagnosis than FNA because the actual tissue, not just cells, is removed. So it is often performed for relatively large tumors that are close to the skin. Next, we have the stereotactic core biopsy. So stereotactic core biopsy is performed on non-palpable lesions. Hindi nila kakapa pero nakita din naman sa ultrasound or other imaging modalities. Okay, like for example, mammography. So the patient lies prone on the stereotactic table. The breast is suspended through the opening in the table and compressed between two X-ray plates. Ito yan. Madali lang. Stereotactic. Search tanan. Ayun. So, sorry. Kakopy ko na lang image. Diba, diretso tayo nag-ano. Ay, siya, sorry. Whatever. So, ito yung... Balik tayo sa PowerPoint. Doon ka na. So, yan. Ito yung description niya. So, again, the breast is suspended through an opening in the table and compressed between two X-ray plates. So, the images are then obtained using mammography. So the exact coordinates of the breast or the lesion to be sampled are located with the aid of a computer. Next, a local anesthetic is injected into the entry site on the breast. So a small nick is made on the breast, parang nagtatattoo ka, no? A core needle is inserted and the tissues or sample of tissues are taken for pathologic examination. Often, several passes are taken to ensure that the lesion is well sampled. So post-biopsy films, are, saan na ako? May nag-message kasi. Sorry ha. So the exact coordinates of the lesion to be sampled are located with the aid of computer. So next, a local anesthetic is injected to the entry site on the breast. So a small nick is made on the skin. So a core needle is inserted and samples of the tissue are taken out for pathologic examination. So often, several passes are taken to ensure that the lesion is well sampled. So post-biopsy films are then taken to check the sampling has been adequate. So a small titanium clip is often placed at the site so that the site can easily be located if further treatment is indicated. So ganito yung nangyari kay patient dyan. Okay, so ako rin talaga no, maging babae, kaya sure go, kaya nalang waray ka mga ano, kaya nalang diri ka nangarap na maging babae. Gusto mo mangarap ka lang ha? Pa-girl. Ayan. Yan, so next we have the ultrasound and MRI guided core biopsy. So the procedure is performed on palpable lesions. So paki-take note na lahat kung ano didaan mga i-perform if the mass can be palpated or the mass cannot be palpated. by ultrasound. So the principles are similar to those of stereotactic core biopsy, but the computer coordination and mammographic compression not necessary. So ultrasound-guided biopsy does not use radiation and also is faster and less expensive than stereotactic core biopsy. So recently, the technology has become available to perform core biopsies under MRI guidance. So this procedure is currently available at a small numbers of facility. Di pa lahat ng hospital can guarantee with the use of this MRI guided. Pero ultrasound guided, madamot nagkakandak. Okay, next we have the surgical biopsy. Ito na yung tinatawag kanina sa common na talagang hihiwain, diba? Yung pangatlo. Okay, so we have fine needle, we have core needle biopsy, or we have the mga guided, and we have the surgical. So surgical biopsy is usually performed using local anesthesia and IV sedation. So pag sumugad ka ng IV sedation, okay. IV sedation is papakaturugon mo na yung pasyente. Oh, naka-anesthesia, tapos i-sedate, papakaturugon muna. So after that, an incision is made, the lesion is excised and sent to the laboratory for pathologic examination. So damo pa kayong iba-iba pa ang klasehan, surgical biopsy. We have excision. So excisional biopsy is standard procedure for complete pathological assessment on palpable breast mass. So the entire mass plus a margin of surrounding tissue is removed. This type also may be referred to as a lumpectomy. So kung ano ang nakapa nga lump, tatanggalon kaya lumpectomy. So depending on the clinical situation, a frozen section analysis of the specimen may be performed at the same time of the biopsy by the pathologist, who does an immediate reading intraoperatively and provides a provisional diagnosis. So this can help confirm the diagnosis in a patient who had no previous tissue analysis performed. Next, we have the incisional biopsy. Kanina, incisional biopsy surgically removes a portion of the mass. Which dito kasi kanina, di ba? Okay, the mass plus a margin. Excuse me lang ha. Okay, sorry for the short interruption. Dito sa sa incisional biopsy, so kanina kasi 'di ba tatanggalin yung ayan, the entire mass plus a margin of surrounding tissue is removed. So dito portion lang ng mass. So this procedure is often performed on women with locally advanced breast cancer or on women with suspected cancer recurrence, whose treatment may depend on the results of these special studies. However, pathological information is obtained from core biopsy or core needle biopsy, and incisional biopsy is becoming less common. Okay. Next, we have the wire needle localization. Nakadamot may memorize next week. So wire needle localization, this is a technique used to locate non-palpable masses or suspicious calcium deposits detected on mammogram, ultrasound, or MRI that require an excisional biopsy. So may kasumpayan. So ilulocate muna naton tapos tatanggalon lang gihapon. So the radiologist inserts a long thin wire through a needle which is often inserted into the area of abnormality using X-ray or ultrasound guidance. So the wire remains in place after the needle is withdrawn to ensure the precise location. So the patient is then taken to the operating room where the surgeon follows the wire tip and excises the area. So gin-inject naton, tama ba? Yeah, localization kasi. In-localize muna naton. So, kumbaga, kung nakita niyo ha, DSA, kung may road mapping, di ba, nag-insert kita catheter. Dito, it's not necessarily the catheter, it's the guide wire ang ginbutang. So, paka-detect kung hain ang location using fluoro or fluoro or ultrasound. So, ibubutang na dito ang wire tapos ang paghiwa, susundan nila kung hain dapit na ang wire. Ayun. So, tatanggalon an mass plus an surrounding tissue. Okay, so we have clinical manifestations. Anong mga nafe-feel ni patient prior kaya nakasugad siya nga may breast cancer? So breast cancer can occur anywhere in the breast, not and usually found in the upper quadrant. So kung maunin imo suso, maunin imo nipple, tama ba? Okay. So di na ka maghihimuhin quadrant. So, igbaw sa nipple, usually mga upper quadrant, lower sa nipple, mga lower quadrant. So, generally, lesions are non-tender, fixed, di rin na move pag kakapa. Di siya, okay, mobile, rather than mobile, and hard with regular borders. So, complaints of diffuse breast pain and tenderness with menstruation and are usually associated with benign breast disease. So with the increased use of mammography, more women are seeking treatment at earlier stages of the disease. These women often have no signs or symptoms rather than mammographic abnormality. So unfortunately, some women with advanced disease seek initial treatment after ignoring symptoms. Advanced signs may include skin dimpling, parang parang yan. And may mga may mga parang may mga skin nga na papakanto na sulod, and nipple retraction or skin ulceration. Okay, so kailangan let's have a break muna, but para di na ako mag-leave kaya talaga I want to excuse muna si Takubo. Papakita ko lang muna ang video. This is for those students na late na nakasulod. Pakita ko lang muna ang sample hand case presentation last year. Sorry na kasi I'm coughing out loud. Kayan ko lang. Medyo nasisiyo na ako. May hanggang sumad niya, may whooping cough up. Charot.
Parang imod nira nga to. Ako po si Leia G. Acera, taga Barangay Santol, Anunciación Street, Mandarin Samar, 35 years old now. And at the age of 31, I was diagnosed of breast cancer stage 2. naisip ko na cancer siya kay masuol siya ora-ora. Then, permanente akan niya suol. Mas nagsuol siya, mas nag-iingat. Kung first na naabat, basta bermak natatanglay. Kasi naghubos weight loss tapos tigda na siya nagsuol. Tapos, pasagdan ko lang for a week. Tapos, mauna time na nagkapa. Feeling ko talaga na yun, something wrong sa akong breast. Tapos, yun na, kaya naramdaman nga bukol sa akong dili sa right side. So, nag-decide ako to have check-up. Ginkapa niya. So, medyo nagduda ang doktor na may sign na siya na dili siya maupay. So, he suggested na magpa-undergo ako ultrasound. Pag abot siton nga ultrasound ko, gin-suggest naman ako go biopsy. Okay, so nag-suggest na magpa-biopsy ako to confirm kung cancer ba talagaan akong sakit na. So, nag-undergo ako biopsy. Nagulat naman kami 15 days sa result sa biopsy. Then ang result nga to, makita siya nga cancer siya, carcinoma stage 2. After a day, nag-suggest siya na tanggalon nila ang akong suso. Pero waray karuyag kay financially kulang kami. Tapos ang bagong nira, mayon pa i-examine na sa akong specimen na nakuha sa akon. Sa iba nga ospital kay kulang pa sila facility. Ngansin, kung magkikemo mag-undergo mo, diri sa kanila ospital, makadto sa Cebu or sa ibang ospital kung kaya ko. Pero diri ko man kaya financially, ngan waray kami kundi istaran ko sa ibang lugar. So I decided na diri magpadayon sito na ospital. Tapos nag-decide kami magkayaon sin second opinion sa Manila na sa National Kidney Transplant Institute. So dito ako nagpa-second opinion. Pag-abot dito, ginarong nila akong result ng tanan sa ultrasound, sa biopsy. Pag-abot dito, gin-suggest ako nila within a month dapat mahumanan na akong procedure lang dito sa kandahay. Tingali ko na magdugang stage sa akong cancer. So, pakuha nila ni specimen ko nga di sa Tacloban, tapos gindara nga to sa National Kidney, tapos gin-examine lang nila. Pero ang result niya parehas man ta, stage 2 ta. Pero sa nahuman man dito na akong ultrasound, kaya ultrasound ako to nila. February 8, 2019, ang pinoperahan dito. So, yun pa nakuha nga sa'yo nga bukol, na ito siya na bukol na nakuha. Ito na, mayaw sa to result na nakabutang na stage 1. So, mauman itong sa dito na-examine nila. And last na bukol na nakuha niya na sa akong suso. Pero, tangan na option sa National Kidney. It's either full ang tanggalon sa akong suso or a half na. Pero bago sa akong sa doktor, pwede man half kung naruyag ang. Kay diri garantiya na kung tanggalon ko bugosan akong suso na diri na siya mabalik. Pwede siya bumalik sa ibang parts sa akong lawas. So, gintaganap niya option kung tanggal o diri. So, I decided na magpa-partial mastectomy na. Kaya na akong giniisip, tingali magkaanak pa ako nina. Tapos bugos pa ako. So, hoping na diri na mabalik na akong cancer. Kahuman sa akong nagto ko ay examine. Sa akong surgeon nag-suggest na 4 cycle ang akong chemo. Pero pag imod nila sa akong ERPR, puro siya negative. Bali, triple negative ang. So, ang bago nila, very aggressive daw ang akong cancer cells. So, nag-decide sila na dugngan upat. So, naghimo siya 8 cycles. So, ito na 8 cycles, gintunga-tunga ito siya every 21 days. So, makadok sa hospital para magpa-chemo. Every after sa sessions sa akong chemo, magpapalaboratory ako. So, gatanan na itong siya nga laboratory. Whole abdomen, tapos na akong sa dugo, then sa akong breast. So, nahuman itong siya for 8 cycle. So, nahuman ang singsiton. Then, sayo, side effects sa akong sagto, diri ak nakakaon. For how many months sa ito na diri ak nakatulong, diri ak nakaon. Tungkol sito na, siguro side effects ng chemo. Tapos, mas mapatay ko nung cancer cells na alita sa akin. Yung dito sa'yo lang na kwarto na ikaw lang ang sa'yo. So, may ito siya ang pag-undergo nila nga ito sa radiation therapy. Humanak siton after 21 days, 3 times a week. Sa radiation therapy, di man masyado masuod. Waray hassle. Liban la sa nasusunog ang parts sa ginaagihan sa radiation. Kasi sa bago kay gradyo, nag-undergo muna ako nagimutak sa nga simulation. Dili ko hinumduman ang ngaran, pero nag-undergo ako ito. Dako siya na ito na machine, parang imod nira nga to apart sa akong ginoperahan. Tapos, butangan ak nira nga to tato, kundiin na sa radapit magraradyo. So, ito na siya. So, after a week, nag-start na ako nag-gestion for 21 days. Okay. So, yan na 4 years na san pag first year po kahuman sa akong chemotherapy. Every 3 months, nabalik ang sa doktor for workouts. Nabalik ako every 3 months, kan regular ang akong laboratory sa dugo, sa akong whole ab, pinasintundidaan sa akong whole abdomen ultrasound, and breast ultrasound. Kaya depende sa results sa akong laboratory since ito nga man. Halimbawa may mga nagbago or may mga nag-improve, giniiba na nira ang akong laboratory or di kaya ginudugan kung may mga something na dili maupay. So pag yan na kay 4 years ko naman na, ang akong workouts is every 6 months na. San ako niya na laboratory, kay okay man akong last na laboratory, kuha na ako niya na breast ultrasound na lang. Pag 5 years ko na, bali once a year na lang ako mag-workout sa akong doktor. Okay, so yan na, okay na get up, pero not totally okay. So, ang iba kasi sa amo ng mga cancer patient, pag nagtaba na, pag maupay na itsura, maupay na kami, which is not nira na iimdan sa among physical na anyo. Sa ayan na kasi 4 years na pero masuula gihapon na akong breast. So dili siya pwede maduunan or bisan sa pagkalot ngadto dili siya pwede kay masuod pa. So sa yan na nagsasuffer lang gihapon siya kay dili siya pwede makuan kay masuod pa. Sayo pa pag natatanglay labi na kay right and akong ginagamit sa pagsurat, computer, dalila siya magsuot. So, ang part sa right side ko, pag abot nga so siya ang pinakamasuot ng part sa akong lawas. So, pag nagsusuot siya na stress up, na nag-isipak na tingali umalik, or kung nano na ang magiging side effects ito na stress. So, not totally recovered pa. Dati kasi kagasi ko na hindi na ako magpapadayon, kaya hindi ko kaya talaga, feeling ko mamatay na ako. Sensitive nga time, so diri ko talaga kaya ang effects ng chemo. Then, sayo pa, nakakadugang siguro sa akong santo negativity sa akong isip is ang kwarta. Maray kami kwarta na pambayad sito na kaya mo. Imagine 8 cycles, then mag-radyo pa ako. So far, nahuman ko man nga talaga ang akong medication, so dako ang bulig niya, which is diri ko gina-expect na makaka-abot ak 4 years na naka-recover ako. Plus, kinagnagyapon maghirot. Pag nag-sweat sa angin pa, kung saan ko sa doktor, kaumasan akon chemo. Diri na ako magkaon mga processed food. Instant na pagkaon nga sa mga until now, gina-apply ko pa siya kay siguro, pag time kasi nag-disobey ako sa ito ng mga pagkaon, iba ako nararamdaman. So parang mayon gihapon side effects sa ito. May parang nanluluya or mayon naki-schedule na natuman good sa pandemic. So, nag-stop restricted pa ura-ura, medyo kakuri pa ang biyahe, tapos kakuri magbiyahe, labi na kung may cancer patient ka. So, parang kadamos sa ginaaro nga to sa imo, pag okay ka ba, magbiyahe, damo pa. So, sorry, kontak sa akong doktor. So, na akong nalagi nimo, naghirap laak talaga. Waray laak pag kuan na makakaraot sa akong kondisyon kasi diri pa ako fully recovered. So yung kasi akila na nagtuklat siya sa check-up, so medyo na bother get up, ay syempre why for a check-up. Dak maaraw ko na ang conditions sa akong cancer. So 2 years siya waray pa-check up, so waray siya pa-survive. So maitan and medyo worries man sa mga cancer patient na diri dahil nakakabalik sa doktor para sa kanila workout, hoping na diri na mabalik na akong cancer.
Okay, so Salamat aton a little break, medyo naging komportable man gihapon ang aton lalamunan. So I'm going to remind you guys, dito kasi sa radiation therapy, bisan patak mga interns yan na nakaka-relate na sila. Here, itong patients kasi dito, they don't come and go. Eventually, they keep coming back to us, to our department. So, kung nakikita niyo, medyo dramatic ang video, na to, case presentation, mas makaka-relate pa ka, mas magiging dramatic pa yan pag ato na talaga ka mo actual radiation therapy, because from day-to-day basis, makikilala mo talaga at imo pasyente. So yun, actually, I got a conversation, short conversation. Siyempre, mga interns ko man normally, bagatok Manila, bisitahan ko man talaga yan. So we had a short talk with, especially mga taga-Radtera. Talagang nakaka-relate na era, no? So, yung tinatawag natin na here, parang while you are studying, parang, sugad man lang ito, so ito. But now that they are there, nakaka-relate na oo sir, talaga, may relate tayo sa pasyente talaga, radiation therapy. Dire ta radtech na nag-x-ray tapos na dito dire. So, yun. So, again, for those who are interested for radiation therapy internship, especially in Jose Arias Memorial Medical Center, you will have your pre-internship sa CT scan. So that will be in EVMC, that's for 2 weeks prior deployment. Para pag-abot niyo radiation therapy, di rin na kamo bag-o nga, di ba? Kaysa maabot ka mo radiation therapy, talagang makalasan ka mo, may linak, may CT scan, may cobalt, may brachy. Ano taki mo undi di ba? At least kahit sa sa CT scan lang, medyo may background na tayo. Okay, anyway, so let's go back. Medyo na-relieve naman ako kahit papaano. So before we go back, check muna tayo ng attendance. Kaya di ba nasulat kanina, itaon natin kung talaga you stayed from start to finish of my discussion. Yan. So di mo, damo ni utang nga iyo. Dito ako lagad 5 points. And mga kumpleto na attendance from attendance 1, 2, and 3 may 5 points. Pag waray, so waray additional. Pag sayo la, di plus 1 laad. Kuripot. Pag duha, di 2 points laad to. Joke. Sige, ako na lang bahala. Sige, open cam muna. Open camera, open fact, and then full screen ko lang muna ha. Wala Joel, ikaruyan, nag-makeup na. Sana all. Oo. Ano ito Christian, noray ka mambado. Sorry. Si Ana, waray lawas. Ko. Okay, sige. Ano ni Alexis, naging lalaki naman niya picture. Okay, sige. Christian, final or okay, sige. Mairas. Mapay kun hot. Char. 1, 2, 3, and smile. Wow, sana all maganda para ka-husay ka-smile ni Janelle. Oh, di ba? Okay, sige. So let's go back to our discussion, di ba? Parang I have to make sure talaga nga ada ka mo dire kay ako lang. Kamo daw didi, adila ka bayagusaan. Pero feeling ko nagmo-monologue up. 24/7 nga everyday na lang ginihimo nga balay nakaatubang nga laptop. Parang feeling ko tak makastorya mga kuan la. Kaya post ko la ayan para makita niyo yung mga picture. Kita ni Harito Tia pagiging hot pop. Piolo Pascual. Ito na ba yun? Yan. Ay, sorry. Teka lang nga, nagda-download pa siya. Okay, anyway. Entire screen. Ay. Share. Bakit ayaw mag-share ng entire screen? Okay. Okay, balikan ko lang ade. Attendance 2. Oh. Ba may proof, may Huwag nabalik na liwat. Okay, sige. So we stopped with the clinical. We're done with with the manifestation. Di ba? May mararayo naman gan. Okay, now let's come to the management. Okay, so nakita niyo naman ang pasyente, di ba? Diri man niya gold standard nga. Diri ya gold standard nga radiation therapy alone, di ba? Sige, tatagan ko mo a little clue for case presentation. Actually, mas for case presentation, kailangan maghanap ka ng isang interesting case. Okay, kaya nga kamo na lang ako pa-decide what cancer preference do you want, kung hindi yung pasyente, kailangan ganon. And then, masasabi mong interesting ang iya case, ay kung makita mo niya intervention, may dito radiation therapy. Yan, pasok siya. Pwede tiya. Malakas iti mo hugot. Malakas iti mo dating na parang, di ba every section, pipili lang ako ng dalawa for grand case presentation. So, dalawa sa section A and dalawa sa section B. So, yung dalawang case presentations, isasabong magko-contest for best case presentation of the year. And your award, makukuha niyo ito sa class pinning ceremonies. Yun, medyo sikat-sikat ka, you will be awarded. 2 of you will be awarded for the best case presenters. Yan. So, yung expectation namin dito, hindi naman ganun ka hindi ganun ka perfect kasi mahirap yan. Our expectation is kasi wala pa kayong exposure sa hospital, you really don't know what is what. At least you know your case. Makilala niyo yung pasyente, maaram ka mo kung ano yung pinanhimo, diri kay parang natabuhan case press last semester. Nagpipinanguha ka mo internet, waray man ginhimo ni pasyente. So kailangan you confine to the case. Kung anong ginhimo kang pasyente, anon iya mga na feel, anon ganito. So amo ta kukuhaon. I-focus niyo kan pasyente ha. Although may ibang nga portion, epidemiology, and background, yan, and mga anatomy, general to specific. But bonus, again, kailangan itimuhan na po talaga nga pasyente mas maupay kung may radiation therapy like nahimotherapy. Di ba, siya? Nag-undergo siya ng radiation therapy sa NKTI. Yan. Diba, isa sa mga hospital na ating nililigawan for internship. NKTI, National Kidney and Transplant Institute, that is only tabukla siya ng heart center. Okay, so for clinical management. Okay, so several clinical management must be taken into consideration when determining prognosis of a patient with breast cancer. So the two most important factors are the tumor size and whether the tumor has spread to the lymph nodes under the arms or tinatawag natin axillary. So, pag-assess ni doctor kung ano't ihahatag iya. So, ano yung pasyente, waray radiation therapy, ayo i-advise nga, wari ka na pa-radiation therapy, dapat nagpa-radiation therapy ka. Kasi amanit mga consideration. Tumor size, ngayon, kung may involvement ang mga lymph nodes, nga di may kilikili. No, kung may waray, nakadependean pagtambal, no. So, pwede mo ito nabatian ko na iniya iyo one time na agi ako di dahol way di da college. Masigin mga pagpinan-memorize total radical mastectomy. So meaning di rin ganon ka mag-discuss kaya may din na kamo background. Okay, so when we say total mastectomy, so tanggalan during mastectomy, sometimes referred to as simple mastectomy, all the breast tissue is removed. anugon. If immediate reconstruction is considered, so a skin sparing mastectomy is sometimes performed. So in this procedure, all the breast tissue is removed but the overlying skin is preserved. Sometimes nga niya, iba. Okay, next we have this radical mastectomy. Anong kaibahan niya? Total mastectomy, di radical. So during this surgery, the surgeon removes the axillary lymph node. Ayun may mga damot mga pinantatanggal didi kay ano pa, as well as the chest wall muscle, in addition to the breast. So this procedure is done much less frequency in the past, as most cases modified radical mastectomy is effective. So may dadi tinawag naton modified radical mastectomy. Yan. This is performed to treat invasive breast cancer. This procedure involves removal of the entire breast tissue, including the nipple areola complex. So in addition, a portion of axillary lymph nodes, and also removed in dissection. So if immediate breast reconstruction is desired, so the patient is referred to a plastic surgeon prior to the mastectomy so that she has the opportunity to explore available options. Pwede nga inilang apart ang tanggalon kasi makuri sa mga babayi nga tanggalan hin suso labi na kung isang lang, halimbawa right breast lang. Kasi parang magiging magiging imbalance sa era. So I mean, kung right ang tanggalon, mas mabugat ta era side and left. So nakadepende, kailangan mag-consult mo na breast reconstructive surgeon. Kung ano't era gusto ipahimo. No, kung halimbawa ipalaplap ang bugos nga suso or lampla ang ipatanggal or talaga duha nga suso ang patanggal. Kasi sabi nga makuri kun waray kung diri balance. So pwede makadevelop liwatiyahin kyphosis or lordosis, no? Okay. Next, and then saan tayo? I-exit ko kasi. Ayun, so the patient will be referred to a plastic surgeon prior to a mastectomy so that she has the opportunity to explore all available options. So in modified radical mastectomy, the pectoralis major and pectoralis minor muscles are left intact. So diri tatanggalon, unlike radical mastectomy talaga tatanggalon inin, no? So radical or modified radical medyo mas siya, mas hamubo ang level ang pagtanggal. Kasi pag radical talagang lalaplapon talaga diri la kay ang suso kundi pati ang chest wall muscle, di ba? Nipple. Next we have breast conservation treatment. So amat ang sinusunod natin kanina. Ako na rin makura ni pasyente nga sayo na laan suso, gusto niya ipatanggal laan lump, pwede yan. So the goal of breast conservation treatment such as lumpectomy, wide excision, partial or segmental mastectomy, quadrantectomy, this is to excise the tumor in the breast completely and obtain clear margins while achieving acceptable cosmetic result. Parang the patient will not look like a breast cancer patient survivor, ganun. So parang adalagi hapon na niya suso. kasi di ba, whether we like it or not, for girls, parang sabi pa nga, iba't dating it babae kun usa tiya pinaninindigan din kalibutan itong suso on breast. Kaya parang makukurian siya kun matanggal all throughout. Next, we have the chemotherapy. Diba? Na-mention ni kanina na atong case, maging chemo siya. So, adjuvant chemotherapy involves the use of anti-cancer agents in addition to treatments to delay or to prevent recurrence of breast cancer. So, it is considered for patients who have positive lymph nodes or who have an invasive tumors greater than 1 centimeter. Di ba bago natin pasyente mas aggressive ang iya cancer? So regardless of the nodal status, so a survival benefit has shown in premenopausal and postmenopausal women who received chemotherapy, although the data are limited in women older than 70. So chemotherapy is most commonly initiated after breast surgery. Tigam ni? After breast surgery but before radiation therapy. Tama ba? Tama naton pasyente, ano? After maoperahan, gin chemo, and after niya gin chemo, gin radiation therapy. Yan. Okay, of course, kasi taton discussion is radiation therapy. So the first major use of radiation therapy in the treatment of primary breast cancer was to reduce ang aton pinaka-purpose din ni and pag-reduce han metastasis. Okay? Local regional recurrence rates following radical mastectomy. Kung makikita naton, ano, kung makikita naton Didi, so meaning nauuna gud talaga, nauna munaan surgery kaysa mag-radtera. Okay? Radiation therapy is also used to treat locally advanced and metastatic disease. And more recently, radiation therapy has been used in combination with conservative surgery as an option for patients who prefer breast cancer or conserving treatment. Usually, class, our discussion, I would like to ask and apologize because I would like to limit all of our discussion kasi book lang talaga ko eh. Yung experience ko, kasi my experience in radiation therapy is just a week-long exposure. So I cannot explain all of you in talagang by practice. So we will limit our explanation kung ano ta book. It might be iba sa actual sa radiation therapy kasi yung mga protocols natin nag-iiba din naman. 'Di ba? May mga tinatawag tayong book, may mga tinatawag tayong protocols ng hospital. So each hospital has its own guidelines and protocols which talagang ginbutang nera into tawag natin dito they put it into a legal action. So di rin natin pwede barion sinita kaya mao ni book kasi nakaano yan, approved yan ng hospital nila yan. So as I've said, I cannot explain all of this in our lecture. So magbe-base lang ako kung ano na book. So it might be different in the actual in your internship. So but bear with us kasi of course sabi ko nga nasa libro lang ginagamit ko. Yung my experience or my exposure in radiation therapy is also limited din lang naman. Okay, so traditionally, breast patients are treated in the supine position although a prone kasi masyadong masakit na kung prone or the cubitus position has also been proposed. So the arm of the involved side is usually elevated above the head with the face turned away from the involved side for several reasons. It may be advantageous following the convention used in most other cited where the patient is placed in symmetrical and basically straight position to elevate both arms and to keep, so depende sa hospital, ang terapapay moon. Both arms, isang arm lang, ganon. Okay. So to irradiate breast, chest wall, and regional lymph nodes, several adjacent treatment fields are necessary. So here, pamati ko ay, since you're students or wala pa tayo sa actual and diri mantanan liwat tayo may magkakamay adaliwatin experience with radiation therapy. I hope ko gadito nga kamo ma-expose tanan with radiation therapy pero araman naton nga pero man lang nga hospital and may radiation therapy. So not all of you can appreciate it in the internship. At iba pag mag-inistoryahan pat mga tech nga ay iton taragduso la kamo dito no paragduso la kamo dito portahan. No, hindi yan totoo. Kahit tanong pa yan sa mga interns na nasa Jose Reyes. They are doing the tattoo, they are doing the planning, they are doing the actual treatment. At talaga, kahit sabi nga ng mga interns, may relate na sila sa mga patients doon. Okay? So these are angled in different direction in an effort to spare underlying normal tissues. So the breast and chest wall are most frequently treated via opposed. Okay? So opposed tangential fields. Diba, usually pag sinabi nating opposed, okay, AP, okay, anterior or posterior, pag mga naka-box type, ako rin man i-box type kay breast man lainin. Anyway, ang breast nasa naman mas igbaw pa man. Sige lang, itaon tala niyan, mga technique. So while the supraclavicular and sometimes also the axillary lymph nodes are treated, ayan, via anterior oblique field. Ayun, sa mga tigamnan natin class ha, adjacent to the tangential field. So the internal, pag-consider kung ano nga mga area, yan, chest, breast and chest wall, ano tihimuon, okay, axillary lymph nodes, ano tihimuon, okay, internal mammary, ano tihimuon, either included in the tangential field or treated in the anterior field adjacent to the medial tangential field. Ganun pag-study niyo. Diri ka basa-basa la, memorize. Kita kung ano nga area, ano tihimuon. Ano nga area, ano tihimuon. Ganun man la ka simple. So the difficulties involved in matching the fields used in the breast treatment without causing over or underdosage at the junctions has led to the development of the many breast treatment techniques. Most techniques address the problem of matching the tangential field with a supraclavicular field, and several solutions have been described. Okay, so we have photon beam techniques. Usually kasi dapat, okay. Usually kasi dapat guys, pag mga ano kasi, pag mga superficial, usually, gagamitin talaga natin electron. Okay, so pag mga photon, usually mga internal organs ini. So, sige, let's come to this. Let's see. So the supraclavicular fields, which is usually angled, kaya sabi kanina, tangential, usually angled 15 degrees to avoid inclusion of the trachea, esophagus, and spinal cord is set to the central axis on the cephalad margin at the tangential fields. So a half beam, black, kailangan gamitin natin to shield the cauded half of the field that overlies the tangential field at ini nga mga sensitive nga mga structure. So, kailangan may half field block tayo nga gamiton. Anyway, I believe nowadays naka-computer generated man tayo. Tanan nga imo input ibubutang man talaga ha electronic portal. So thus a transverse vertical match line with the tangential field is created. So the cephalad margin of the two tangential fields angle across the chest to minimize the inclusion of the lung field. So diverge in an opposite direction to the supraclavicular field. Sige lang, at least for now, tigam nila iniha nga mga kunat mga himuon. By theory lang muna kita kasi I cannot explain further. Makuri kasi wala kita ganun ka facility here. Okay, so another concern in the breast treatment is how to prevent the deep margins. Kay magamit kita photon of the tangential field from overlying into the lung tissue. So the tangential fields can be angled so that the central axes are not opposed but deep field margins are. So dire maiigoan mga deep na structure kaya naga-angle. So this requires that the central axis of the two fields be separated by slightly more than 180 degrees. So the number of degrees depends on the field width and the distance. Another solution is to set the central axis where the deep treatment margin is desired and use a half beam block. Sabi nga natin kanina, gagamitin natin to shield the deep half of the field, eliminating the beam divergence kasi ito ng mga sensitive na structures. Diba ano to? Ang mga trachea, esophagus, and spinal cord. Okay, there is however yet another problem associated with breast treatment. That is chest wall. The chest wall which also needs to be irradiated. So anatomy mo on slopes posteriorly in the cephalad direction when seen in the tangential beam's eye view. So to minimize the lung volume within the fields while also including the chest wall, a collimator is necessary when the unblock technique is used. So the collimator angle should be such that the deep margin is more or less parallel with the slope of the chest wall. No? So when the half beam block technique is used, the collimator position, remain, and instead the block may be performed in such a way that it is parallel with the slope of the chest wall. Okay, another area Another area where the field margins must be or must often be matched is between the internal mammary and the tangential fields. So this field match is easier to understand than the problems already discussed. So in this match, there is an irradiated triangle depth between the fields due to the necessity of angling these fields. So to minimize the size of the cold area while at the same time avoiding the overlap of the skin, the deep margins of the tangential must be matched with the ipsilateral margin of the internal mammary field. Yan, so kasi superficial. Mostly talaga, pag mga superficial, electron beam talaga aton, electron beam technique. So here, guys, paki-research na lang, may natin ibubutang na bolus. Ayun, may bolus. Bolus, dire ni kay ano ha, dire ni kay ang doktor nga daha, NSPH, dire lot ini kay may ginhimo ni mo classmate nga maraot mga tingnan mo on har. Okay, bolus nga ni, this is like for example, this is a damp cloth, yan, mahulos nga tela, yan, usually bimpo towel, so ikuan ini ibubutang ini ni Radtech ibubutang ini ni Radtech hulos man ano ibubutang ini ni Radtech didat bawbaw iti suso. So this bolus radiation therapy, this is a tissue equivalent material, like di ba photon man gagamiton naton, so usually pan internal and breast superficial lang. So para magkamay-ada kitahin tissue equivalent nga masusugad naton and breast nasa internal siya. So nagbubutang kitahin bolus, damp cloth. Yan, bolus. This is a tissue equivalent material used in radiation therapy. Particularly important sa mga breast kasi superficial nga. Usually kasi electron beam talaga kasi ano siya, superficial lang. So LINAC, so use of electron beams to treat the chest wall requires very careful determination of the chest wall thickness within the entire treatment region. Diba? Araman natin, before isa lang ang pasyente, nag-undergo man muna siya in simulation. Yan, simulation. Diba? Tinatawag niya na chest, ano yun, CT sim. Kaya sabi ko nga iyo, kailangan before ma-okay na nga ni ang listahan for for those who are qualified for internship. 6 of you who will go for radiation therapy kay junior internship or ay pa ka mo background sa mga pan-X-ray, pan-CT scan. So kailangan mag-build muna kita ng background for CT scan lang muna. So yon, we need to be careful for determination. So usually for treatment planning or for simulation CT simulation. So the electron energy is selected when one has a certain the maximum depth within the treatment field. So to prevent high doses, to prevent the high doses in the underlying lung tissues, areas where the chest wall is thinner can be covered by a thickness of tissue equivalent material called a bolus. Yan. Even electron beam, magamit niya ang gihaponin bolus. Yun, again, this is a tissue equivalent material, which equalizes the depth of the lung tissue within the entire field. So patients with parasternal tumors present a special problem because they are difficult to treat without also including a large volume of underlying lung tissue. So kita nyo, ano? Case-to-case basis and aton pag radtera. So when the parasternal mass is small, a direct electron field may be adequate. Kaya pag mag-radtera ka talaga, parang kakaiba mo trabaho kay of course mga patient man nato iba-iba pero unlike sa unlike sa mga x-ray naton pag sumugad ka nga chest PA applied siya tanan bahalat dili pasyente may ganito waray. Ito kay breast cancer diri nga pwede i-apply tanan nga technique nag-iiba-iba depende ang case ni patient. Di ko na lang inihanapon na case presentation na kay bangin madam, but again, usually ang ginahanap namon dito sa sa case presentation kon pera dose, how many sessions, tawag ko na kamon idea. So the electron cone should be placed perpendicular to the surface to minimize the air gap and thus improves uniformity of the specified depth. So in patients with tumors that are large or contiguous with breast tissue, it is necessary to treat both the parasternal mass and breast in contiguous field. Okay, so nasa rin anak intern, sir, nahatag man lakitan boost kon, mag-undergo siya ng brachy. I'm not so sure ha. Sabi ko nga, iba't policy ng hospital, iba lang ito alihabok kasi. Ginata ka na liwat. Ito ako ng puan. Wow. Ayun. Oo, okay naman. Okay. Okay, so again, a boost to the site of the primary tumor is sometimes given using electron beam. Okay. So the location and the beam orientation of the electron beam should be carefully determined. So the scar may not always be a good indicator. Hindi naman ito ginhiwa. So dire ganun, kailangan mag-undergo na lang gihapon ng, ayan, bubutangan siya ng, when the tumor bed is marked, metallic lips, tak mga intern, open na magtatu-tatu. Nagtatato na sila doon sa radiation therapy. So this can be used as indicators for where to place the boost field. So several CT images obtained through the tumor bed with reference marks on the skin surface can also be helpful to localize the boost area. So the boost can also be delivered via yun. Ang tinatawag nilang, sir, kaya nagbo-boost man lang kung nagpapabraki. Yun, yun, boost. Tapos may naman kita dito, interstitial implant. So the boost can be delivered using, so it can be nga anira hospital talaga ang paghatagan boost is brachytherapy. Kaya ito, adalatabuk. Okay, so the radiation dose, approximately 4,600 centigrade is given in fractions of 200 centigrade to the breast. Higher doses or dose fraction sizes may compromise the cosmesis. Ito ba nga, parang masusunog na ang balat. So, dire pwede nga kataason masyado. So, a boost dose, 1,500 to 2,000 centigrade is sometimes given using electron beam or implant. Optional. Pwede teletherapy, pwede via brachytherapy. Okay. To the site of the primary tumor. If the axillary lymph nodes are found to be positive, so the supraclavicular and internal mammary lymph nodes may be also treated. So it is generally agreed that the dissected axilla should not be irradiated unless there is a strong suspicion of residual disease there. Kung parang, i-irradiate ini kayo, babalikan talaga ini for sure. Okay. So the dose to the regional nodes approximately 4,500 centigrade in 4.5 to 5 weeks. So kalain mo yan, 5 weeks, balik-balik yung pasyente sa radiation therapy. So there is really now the connection between you and your patient. More than 1 month. So the beam energy usually, okay, used for treatment of the breast, okay, kanina photon. Okay, cobalt kasi, cobalt, diba? The electron man, electron. Okay, so treatment varies approximately to 8 megavolt photon. Kung internal, I mean kung magamit kitahin mga cobalt, gano'n, mga photon talaga kanina kasi electron. So in the majority of patients of 6 megavolt photon beam may be the most appropriate to achieve both adequate dose homogeneity and skin sparing. So for large patients, even higher energy beams may be needed to produce acceptable dose uniformity in the breast. So although some skin sparing is lost due to the beam being tangential with the breast tissue, when higher energies are used, so a beam spoiler or bolus, ayun, may be needed to assure adequate dose to the shallower regions of the target. So when the internal mammary lymph nodes are treated in a separate anterior field, a portion of the dose should be delivered via electron beam. Alit pinaka-option aside from gumamit tayo ng photon. So again, When the internal mammary lymph nodes are treated in a separate anterior field, a portion of the dose should be delivered via electron beam to spare the underlying heart, lungs, and esophagus. Okay, so bagawan aton pasyente kanina, diba? So, she is not totally okay, diba? Ganun man talaga ito pag magka-cancer ang pasyente. Hindi niya ito talaga yan. Eventually, hindi na yan bumabalik sa dati nilang life. So, generally, radiation therapy is well tolerated. Di ba? Bagong pasyente, di man masuon. Okay man nila, di ba? Acute side effects consist of mild to moderate erythema, breast edema, and fatigue. Ito good man, kay medyo na-stress na siya. Occasionally, skin breakdown may occur in the inframammary fold or near the axillary toward the end of treatment. So fatigue can be distressing or depressing, as can the frequent trips to radiation oncology unit for treatment. Labi na kung radiation therapy Jose Reyes, ang daming pasyente doon, damu-damuan, so mapila pa hira, nag-overthink pa. So the patient needs to be reassured that the fatigue is normal and not a sign of recurrence. Iba pa rin pasyente nahadlok na nga bangin bumalik. Side effects usually resolve within a few weeks to few months after treatment, but again, take note, hindi niyan babalik sa normal ang kanilang life. The fear is there. May kumbaga kung ikaw maradtek ka, may impact ka life ng pasyente, ang cancer mismo nagkamay adalating impact sa life ni patient. So the side effects can be can be resolved within few weeks, but the patient is sa bagaw pa nga niya, she uttered, diri talaga ako okay, I'm not totally okay. So rare long-term side effects of radiation therapy include pneumonitis, rib fracture, and breast fibrosis. Okay, so aside from that, pwede natin ma-breakdown ang radiation therapy side effects into iba-iba. Like for example, sa heart, pwede maka-induce ng radiation pericarditis. This is rare but can occur following irradiation of approximately 2,000 centigrade photon, or electron, electron. So the incidence is also related to the volume of the heart in the radiation field and field sizes. Kaya di ba, kita din kailangan precise ang aton planning. We have the miscellaneous. Rib fractures are rare but can occur with doses in excess of 5,000 centigrade. Approximately 1% of patients irradiated for breast cancer will experience rib fractures. Brachial plexus paralysis is also rare but may occur at doses in excess of 5,500 centigrade. Arm edema can occur if the axilla is irradiated following surgery. Yon. So, hunan niyo, mga babae laan may breast cancer. Okay, so cancer of the male breast accounts for less than 1% of all cases. Diba, 99% at babae, 1% adi lalaki. Kaya kung ikaw nga lalaki, parang bukod kang pinagpala. Masang gulit lalaki, Lord, kaya ako pa, kadamo-damo ako. So, the average age at the time of diagnosis is 67. Arog naman. Okay lang kung arog naman. But the disease may occur in younger men, especially if there is genetic. Iti ngay an cause. Final na nagpaano man kamo, di ba? Nagpa newborn screening man kamo when kaanak niyo. So, mali ba namon, sir? So there is a well-documented link in the BRCA2 gene in men with breast cancer. So men with BRCA2 gene have 7% lifetime risk of breast cancer. In sporadic cases of male cases, meaning waray good hayra pamilya lalaki nga nagkamayan breast cancer, the risk may include mumps, orchitis, tawag diri amon, ngalimot mumps, radiation exposure, and Klinefelter syndrome. So Klinefelter syndrome, this is a chromosomal condition reflecting decreased testosterone. Ito nyari nga, mga lalaki pero may danira organ nga kanang babae. Yun, Klinefelter syndrome. Babae nga niliwat nga may organ in lalaki, tawag man ito Turner syndrome. Yan. So liver disease due to factors such as alcohol abuse, bikaryo, inom pan alcohol, of parasitic infection which compromises estrogen metabolism may also lead to male breast cancer. So symptoms include painless lump, medyo may nahubag, beneath the areola, okay, nipple retraction, parang ang iya nipple, nahihigop, pasulod iya lawas, bloody nipple discharge, okay, paki-check kitahin ni Sherbo, or skin ulceration. So diagnostic tests and treatment modalities are similar to the previously discussed kanina for women. Ayun, so that ends our discussion. Ay, salamat for this afternoon. So, na-survive din bitan naka-online lang. Pasensya na, medyo na-board ka mo ako gyapon na board, parang nagmo-monologue lang. So, do you have any questions? Do you have any clarifications before we end our discussion? Oh, wala, waray. Parang feeling ko naman, ang galing-galing kong teacher. Parang feeling ko naintindihan, or parang feeling ko nag-iisip lang ka mga andulat ipapa-chapter test next week. Okay, sige, maray man adapt questions. So, let's check your final attendance for this afternoon, o, diba? So, mag-stop sharing. Sige, so finally, for the third time, wow, ikaruyan talagang, papakita talaga niya mata nga may daniya makeup. Okay. Okay, so finally, let's have the final pictorial photo op for this afternoon before I dismiss our class. Okay. Hay na hay na harito na ano ka, paano ka pa huba-huba ka, natanggal ka daw nag-leave. Pare na disconnect ang internet, na din internet na naglulubas-lubas ka, dire ko no hat. Ano ton bikaryo, baka niya, wari di ko anhi. Awala ito na, ading ni harito. Kala ko na disconnect. Okay, sige, open camera. Mga irong na pinapakita. Okay, sige. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. And hope to see you next week. Kung okay na up. Balitaw, so prepare for a chapter test, and for those who completed the attendance, so charat, may dananira plus points next week. Okay, so if there are no questions, then class is dismissed. Thank you so much for your attendance, and I hope you learned something today. Bye, everyone, and good luck.
Thank you, sir. Sir, bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Get well soon.
Thank you po, sir.
Ano, Charles? Sorry mo kabati.
Sir, get well soon. Plus 5. 10 na up.
Okay. Sige,
sir.
Bye. Ano?
Bye-bye, sir.
Bye. Sige na, I'm going to end now. I stop recording muna ako.